Three armed men entered the supermarket, forced customers to the ground. But the elderly man Vincent in the corner stayed calm. Because 20 years ago, he was New York's most feared mafia boss. And today, his past was coming home. Vincent Marcelli was the quietest customer at Fresh Mart in Springfield. 68 years old, gray-haired, harmless-looking. But Vincent's past was anything but harmless. Every Tuesday and Friday, same time, he'd buy the same Italian ingredients. Nobody knew that Vincent was the head of the Marcelli Crime Family from 1985 to 2008, the most powerful mafia organization on the East Coast. He was still on FBI's most wanted files. But Vincent had been living a different life for 15 years, a clean life, until today. The family business had taught him 3 rules. Never trust outsiders. Always watch your back. And family comes first, no matter what. Vincent had broken the first 2 rules when he chose redemption. Today, the 3rd rule would be tested. Ever felt like nobody knows who you really are? Type hidden identity. That Tuesday, entering the supermarket, Vincent felt something was wrong. 40 years of street experience never lied to him. Footsteps from the parking lot. Coordinated. Professional. Vincent dropped his Italian tomato and reflexively checked the exits. 3 men entered through the door. Vincent recognized them. Scoletti family. The family that caused a blood feud 20 years ago. They were kids then. Now they ran operations. And they had found Vincent. Everyone down. Empty the register. When the first gunshot was heard, the old boss inside Vincent awakened. But he wasn't that man anymore. Was he? In the crime families, there was an unwritten law. Blood debts never expire. The Scolettis had been hunting Vincent for 2 decades. Not for money, not for territory. For honor. Vincent's hand instinctively moved to his jacket pocket, where a small silver whistle rested. The emergency signal from the old days. 1 blast, and his old crew would come running. But Vincent hesitated. Using that whistle meant returning to a world he'd left behind forever. How do you feel when your past catches up to you? Type old enemies. Danny Scoletti, Vincent called out, keeping his voice low. The robber's leader froze. That voice, he knew that voice. Vincent! Vincent Marcelli? Everyone in the supermarket looked at them both in amazement. Cashier Lisa had known Vincent for 15 years. But this Vincent in the conversation was someone else. Why are you here, son? Vincent asked. He no longer had the harmless retiree demeanor. His posture had changed. He was the boss again. You killed my father! I've been hunting you for 20 years. I didn't kill your father, Danny. He died in a street war. You were a child. You don't know the truth. Vincent pulled out a small silver whistle from inside his jacket. An emergency signal from the old days. 2 men entered through the supermarket's back door. Suited, calm, but dangerous. Vincent's old bodyguards. Boss, is there a problem? Vincent smiled. For the first time in 15 years, he'd been called boss. In the mafia world, loyalty was everything. When Vincent disappeared 15 years ago, his crew never stopped watching over him. They respected his choice to go clean, but they never abandoned their boss. Danny's eyes widened. How are they here? Because in the real crime families, Danny, loyalty lasts a lifetime. I retired, but my family never left me alone. Ever had to return to your old identity? Type boss returns. Danny, do you know your father's last words? Vincent said. Tell Vincent to watch over my son Danny. Danny's hands began to tremble. When you were 15, who paid for your university? At 18, who found you your first job? Didn't you ever wonder? It was, it was you? Me. Your father's will. You're a child I protected, Danny. The atmosphere in the supermarket completely changed. This wasn't an ordinary robbery. This was a reckoning between two mafia families. Vincent approached Danny. In family business, the most important rule is protect the family. You're my family too. Danny lowered his gun. I didn't know. Now you know. Go, son. Leave this business. Build a legitimate life. As Danny was leaving with his men, he turned. Boss, thank you. The Marcelli family code was simple. Protect those who cannot protect themselves. Honor your word, even if it costs everything. And never let family blood be spilled over misunderstandings. Vincent had lived by this code for 50 years. Even in retirement, the code remained sacred. Ever learned you owed someone a family debt? Type family debt. After the supermarket calmed down, Vincent was talking with manager Robert Chen. Mr. Marcelli? Who are you, really? I'm a retired businessman, Robert. I used to run family business in New York. Robert didn't ask more, but everyone understood. Vincent wasn't ordinary. Cashier Lisa approached. Mr. Vincent, I've known you for 15 years. What I saw today was a different person. Lisa, dear, sometimes I need to bring out the old Vincent, but I'm still the same man. That evening, Vincent sat in his garden thinking. His 15 years of peace had been shaken in one day. But maybe this was how it should be. Danny now knew the right path. Vincent's mission was complete. In the crime world, there were two types of bosses: those who ruled through fear and those who led through respect. Vincent had always been the second type. Even in retirement, people sensed his authority, not because he threatened them, but because he protected them. Ever given someone a second chance? Type second chance. 3 months later, Danny visited Vincent. He now had a clean job. He'd opened a restaurant. Uncle Vincent, what you said that day was true. Dad really did ask you to look after me. Yes, Danny. And you're his pride. Vincent was now treated differently at every supermarket visit. Nobody knew exactly what had happened, but everyone showed respect. Because real bosses don't rule through bullying, but through respect. They don't lead through shows of force, but through protection. Vincent Marcelli was now Springfield's most valued resident. He'd made peace with his past and looked to the future with hope. The neighborhood kids called him Mr. Vincent, with genuine affection. The elderly sought his advice. Local businesses asked for his counsel on family disputes. He'd become what he'd always wanted to be: a man who protected his community not through violence, but through wisdom. Iron Will Message. True power is being able to give up power. A real boss is someone who protects their family. Vincent's story teaches us this: nobody is condemned to their past. Even people with the darkest histories can change, can become good people. Maybe you know a Vincent, too. Someone with a dark past but a clean heart. Give them a chance. Because true power isn't in revenge. It's in forgiveness. True leadership isn't in intimidation. It's in protection. The most dangerous people aren't always the ones who show their strength. Sometimes they're the quiet ones in the corner, grocery shopping on Tuesday afternoons, carrying secrets that could shake the world. But they choose peace. They choose protection over domination. They choose to be better than who they were. Vincent Marcelli proved that redemption is possible, that even a crime boss can become a community protector. That family isn't just blood, it's the people you choose to watch over. Subscribe to Iron Will Stories for more tales of people who completely transformed their lives through sheer willpower. If this story reminded you that everyone deserves a second chance, please like, share, and subscribe, because every transformation story deserves to be told. The world is full of people with iron will. Let's give them the space to change. See you in our next Iron Will story. If this story moved you, type "Real Boss," because real bosses quietly do good.